Today I want to talk about social media and what it's become in 2025 and like what it started as back in the day and how it evolved, right? So if you're old enough, you remember when social media first became a thing. Like I remember Facebook becoming a thing back in like I remember doing my homework on like my kitchen table, checking Facebook on my iPod Touch. And I mean, this was ancient. This was probably back, oh man, like 2010. I don't know exactly when Facebook started, but I remember I was on it like relatively early. And it's kind of one of those things like if you know about what it looked like. I'll put a picture up right here about what Facebook used to look like. And so obviously that looks pretty old, pretty ancient. But that used to be Facebook. You know, that used to be social media. Like social media used to be this place where we went to feel connected to others. And I just want to talk about today how that has changed and how I feel that we are now disconnected more than we have ever been before. When I say that, you know, like clearly you can go back like 500-600 years and like, yeah, you're disconnected from the world. But what I mean is like I think we've taken a step back. Like I think we were on a good path, and then all of a sudden, other things happen, and we went backwards. So what are those things? So just to get started with the whole video, the main social medias out there right now are Facebook, X, Twitter, whatever you view it as or call it, Instagram, TikTok, and you know you can maybe consider Reddit. There's a couple other ones spread out, but the major ones are you know Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I guess Snapchat too. Snapchat's kind of one. It's kind of different, and then X or Twitter. So a lot of these have changed. So when I first got onto these social medias back in the early, like let's say 2010s, I forget exactly when, but it's around there. The whole premise of these social medias were to be, more sociable with the people that you knew, right? There were no Instagram reels. There was no swiping per se. It was like people that you knew posted, and you saw their posts and you interacted with them. So Facebook kind of started it. It was awesome. You made your Facebook profile page. You added pictures. You tagged your friends. You found other people that knew some of your friends. You ended up just connecting with like this web of people who like you were all like intertwined in a way. And that was a lot of fun. And like I remember in Facebook, like you could poke people. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but you could like, it was on somebody's profile. You could click like the poke button, which I think would just send them a notification that you were like, I don't even know. Like you were like looking at their profile, like if you wanted them to know it. So I don't remember that, but I think they got rid of that a long time ago. And it felt fun. It felt innocent. Social media did. It wasn't, I mean, I don't want to say it wasn't an addiction. I guess it was the start of one because like all of a sudden we were like super into social media. But I feel like it was healthy enough, like it was new, it connected people, and I thought it was like pretty innocent. And it is innocent compared to what it is today, which I'm going to talk more about. But, and the more social medias came out, you had like Twitter, you had like Instagram, and then of course, you have like other ones that continually come out and don't get as big, but once, Twitter came out, I got a Twitter. Once Instagram came out, I waited a while and it just wasn't appealing to me. I didn't really take pictures. And I eventually got an Instagram. And all the apps started kind of like bare bones, right? Like they were very basic. The whole idea behind them was like you connect with the people you know. And if you want to connect with somebody you don't know, you have to like search them up, find their profile and connect. And then, of course, then you know them. And it was good. Like it was actually a lot of fun. And, I'm not going to dwell too much on the past and all like the different updates they've made, but I was doing a little bit of research and, where I think we've gone wrong, like heavily wrong is with these algorithms. So there was a Netflix documentary not that long ago, and I forget what it was called, but basically what it did is it broke down the social media algorithms. And the whole point of these algorithms is to get the consumer to stay on the app longer. So essentially just to feed you just what it thinks is something that you're going to like, and so you'll continue to click, you'll continue to scroll, you'll continue to engage. And if you stop engaging, what happens is that if you have notifications, they have it set to where they will send you a notification about certain things. And you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, everybody's got a smartphone nowadays. Mostly everybody's on social media. You'll get a notification saying this person posted, this person added to their story. You'll get like a news notification from that app to get you to click and get back in that app. So they want you, they're basically all, trying, like, they're competing for your attention. And all of a sudden these apps started to kind of all become the same. And where I think that they all started to become the same was pretty much when, and I forget who first did it, but it was kind of like when TikTok started, and all of a sudden you start scrolling and it's like a doom scroll, right? You don't really know what's coming next. It's kind of like a roulette wheel, and you just scroll to the next post. And if you like it, great. If you don't, no big deal. Like, TikTok makes like a For You page revolving around what you like. And I think people were just spending like stupid amounts of time on TikTok, and they still do. But that right there, I think like all these other social media companies like looked at that and were like, dang, like, we want a piece of that pie. Like, we want people to swipe and like basically spend all day on our app. So that's when you will notice that like Facebook Reels, I don't even know what they call them on Facebook. I don't get on Facebook, but like, you have those things now. Like, you have Instagram Reels, you have the Explore page on Instagram, just unbelievable slop. Facebook's the same way. Like, everybody, like, YouTube Shorts are now a thing, clearly. And those all kind of started in like 2020, if I remember correctly. Like, around that time, like once TikTok came out, like, everybody wanted to do it. And it was the quickest way for people to get caught in these like doom scrolling sessions. And so now all these social medias are all, like, weirdly enough almost the same, because the same content just flows through each one. Like, I think most times people just, if you're like a big enough influencer, you end up just posting your stuff on so many different accounts. But what used to happen is like there'd be like a TikTok video, and that TikTok video would end up making its way over to like Instagram like a week or two later. And then it would end up on Facebook a week or two later. And then like a month later, it'd be on YouTube. And like, you'd see the same video pop up on different sites. And like, weirdly enough, now like all the social medias are like almost the same. And the problem with this, and where I'm going with this video, is that we almost just, there's almost just like so much slop right now that we feel more disconnected than we did before. Like I deleted Instagram this week, and honestly, it's the best thing I've done in a while. Like, it just got to the point where it was so distracting, and my Explore page was just so toxic. I would be scrolling and I'd be like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, there would be a video that like made me want to like get off my phone, which maybe wasn't that bad of a thing. But I mean, just absolute slop. And Instagram was bad because I never felt like I was learning anything on Instagram. Like, it was just a complete time waste. TikTok, and the only reason TikTok I think is okay is because there is a lot of good content on TikTok if you make your For You page, like, you have to kind of work to get your For You page good. But TikTok does a pretty good job at knowing what you want, while these other apps like don't really care. They're just throwing basically slop at you and see what sticks. And that's the only really good thing I'll say about TikTok. TikTok's come a long way, I think. I think it's better now. It used to just be full of like the cringiest dances, if you remember like early TikTok. But I digress with that. I think nowadays more than ever, we started getting on these social media sites to connect with the people around us. And then all of a sudden, we now connect with random strangers who are content creators like around the world. And the weirdest thing is we've all kind of almost stopped posting on social media. Like myself and like almost anybody I know doesn't really post on social media. But we still use these social media platforms to interact with people that we don't know, right? And that's weird. That's weird to me. So it's almost come full circle where like we originally signed up to connect with people that we know. Now nobody posts in your circle, and now we all get on to connect with people that we don't know, which I think is weird because now we we're like we're more disconnected than when we started. Like if you go back to the beginning of social media was, arguably maybe good, maybe bad, whatever, but we were more connected, I think. And now all of a sudden we're like less connected. And like where does it end? Like if you like, I can make a whole nother video on this stupid algorithm that is running rampant nowadays. But like, does that algorithm go anywhere? Does it stay forever? Like, what's the future of social media look like? And I wish I had the answer to that. I truly do not know what that answer is. I hope that at some point, we either just, excuse me, we either just stop falling into this slop, this trap of social media, and it just, all it does is distract us from our everyday lives. And hopefully there will be a social media that will come out that is real as possible. But no matter how good of a social media you make, greed, stupid corporate gets into it, and they got to make money. And the way they make money, sell more advertisements. How do they sell more advertisements? They get you to stay on the app longer and watch more content. So it's this kind of never-ending struggle of like, none of this is good for the consumer. None of this is good for you and me. All social media nowadays is just trying to squeeze every living drop of, consumerism out of us to spend more money. Either we're spending money or the platform is making more money from us just interacting with the app. And I feel like we've lost that sense of community with the people we do know. So just to wrap this up, social media sucks. I hope it can get better at some point. I don't know. I'm quitting like pretty much everything. I deleted Twitter back in 2020, deleted Instagram, deleted Snapchat. I have Facebook just for, I don't know, I never get on it. And then I have TikTok for like late at night because I have a good algorithm where it like shows me really chill videos. But anyway, that's all I got. I hope things change. I advise you, if social media is taking control of your life, you do have the ability to take that control back, delete whatever apps are controlling you. It's hard to put the phone down. It's easier just to delete the app altogether. So hopefully this made some sense. More videos to come. This is a topic that I've wanted to talk about for a little bit, and I hope it hits home for some of you. More to come. Talk to you guys later. Peace.